everybody, it's MrDion132 here with another tutorial. It's been tutorial number 2. Basically about the basic editing using Sony Vegas Pro 11 is what this tutorial is going to be about. So anyway, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a file. So you go here, little import media button, click it. And I'm just going to import this. This is, what file type is this again? This is an MPEG 2. So yeah, I did this on my HD Dazzle. It's just a little random test. So that'll show up there every time you import something. It'll be in this little box up here. It's your imported stuff. So we're going to drag this down to our timeline. This is called the timeline down here, and that's what you're going to be using most of the time for your editing. As you can see, it's not really widescreen. I could probably show you that too, which I might just show for an example in a second. Okay, next thing is talking about the timeline. Is basically how to add, say for example, this is like a video layer, and this is an audio layer. Say if I wanted to add more, say if I wanted to add another video, just for an example. I'm not actually probably going to add another video, I'm just going to say I'm going to, but I'm not going to, if that makes any sense. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to right click, and you're going to insert like either audio or video track. I'm probably going to insert a video track because I'm going to do something with it slightly later, and it's not going to be inserting a video, it's probably going to be inserting either, I believe it's going to be a text. So yeah, that's up there. That's like if you want to put an extra video in there, but we're going to be doing something a bit different with that. Okay, so that's basically your basics about this. You can also adjust, for example, if this was a little too, like, it's not loud enough for me, I can also amp it up by doing this. So that was like pretty much like normal right there. I'll just play it. You can hear that. That's all nice. I want to bump it up way the heck up there. Really loud. Okay. Okay, so that's one way to do it. I'm just putting that back on default. The other way is, say if I wanted to lower it like this way, you just basically like click up here with your like mouse, make sure this thing is selected, a little like hand tool, and just drag it down, and that'll adjust the levels of the volume as well. So as you can tell, I can like have it way the heck down here. You can hardly hear it. I can have it way the heck in here, slightly more, and then I can just bump it back up to the default, which essentially is that. Okay, so say if I wanted to, like, I don't know, fade out the volume for whatever reason, I can like go down here, this little like no, go away, you little pointer thing. Okay, you see that it's kind of like, I don't know what you call it, like a half, it's like, it looks like a piece of pie or something. Anyways, you want to make sure that symbol is showing, and then just drag this back or down this way, and that'll like slowly fade out the sound. As you can probably hear this, it's probably going to fade out in a second. Yeah, there we go, it's starting to fade out already. It's fading, it's fading, it's fading, and fading, to the point where you really can't hear it anymore. It's a really slow fade. That's something you can do. Another thing is, say I want to fade out my actual video, same thing, except it's on like the video track up here. And that'll actually fade this out. As you'll be able to tell, it's going to fade it out like that. Which is nice near the end of, say, something if you want to like just transition it out, or not really transition it out, but end it out well. So those are basically the deal with the timeline for the moment. Okay. So whenever like the volume stuff and the visibility stuff, how to split clips. Now this is probably something that you guys are going to be using a lot with this. It's the kind of like the end all of the basic like meat of editing is splitting clips and merging them. That's kind of the point. At least I would think it would be. So say if I want to like split, like, I don't know, like right there. So you're gonna select this. So basically you can just click anywhere, and that's this line right there. It'll be like where it is in the timeline. So once you select it where you want it, say I want to split right here, hit the S key, done, boom, split, done. Say if so these are now two separate pieces of footage now, or separated anyways. So that's something you can do, and from there you can add transitions and etc. So which I'm probably could just do right now. I'll just add a transition. If these things aren't showing for you, you can just go up to view here, and that's where it is. The video effects is right there. Transitions is there, your project video is there. Those are the ones I would have on. Oh, your video preview, if that for some reason isn't showing, that's where that is. Your toolbar, etc. Okay, so we're gonna go into transitions right here. Hopefully this will work for me. Say I want to do the blind thing. Okay, so I'm gonna do the blind transition. I want to transition between these two clips. Hopefully this will work for me today. Ugh. I was having some problems earlier where it wasn't really working, so let's hope the best. Cross our fingers. Okay, so let's just go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Blind. Even though that wasn't really transitioning between, like, you know, cutting to like another like random clip somewhere. It was just kind of cutting back to the same continuous thing. But anyway, so that's just an example of what you can do. That's a transition. And like obviously you can transition to like fading too, but whatever, we're not really going to do that. So say for another example, say if like I didn't, for some reason, I didn't want like the in-game music, which I don't know why you wouldn't want it, but anyway, say if I didn't. So you're going to hold down control and select this one and selecting this one. Holding down control essentially allows you to select like two things at once, or actually not more than two things at once, I should say. It selects like as many things as you want, and then you can do whatever you want with those things. So say if I wanted to do that, I don't know why that's selecting, and that's maybe because it's in the transition, that's probably why. So I'm just going to select it again, I don't want that. Alright, so now continue holding down control, don't let go of control. Now hit control, and now hit U. Boom. So far it doesn't look like I did anything, but I actually did. So say if I want to get rid of the audio now, instead of these two being merged, I can just get rid of the audio. Simple as that. Because normally, if I didn't do that, I'm gonna Control Z. Okay, there we go. I just Control Z is the shortcut for undo. By the way, you can also go up here and undo like that way, but that's a really slow way of doing it. Learn shortcuts. It makes your life a lot easier. If I didn't do that and I just went and deleted, it would get rid of the whole thing. So Control Z to bring it back again. I'll just bring back my transition right there. So that's basically like about transitions, video effects. These are all kinds of effects. Let's say I want to make it black and white. So black and white's right there. Just a simple thing. So say I want this to be black and white. Sorry, Wind Waker. I know you're a very colorful game, but it's gonna have to be done for the tutorial's sake. So now you can see it's all black and white. It's all nasty like, but if, say for example, you wanted that for whatever reason, that's what you can do. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh, we can add text in, which is why I added this extra little layer up there. So what you're gonna do is you want to make sure it's on a layer above your footage. So you're gonna want to right click, and it's going to be something called down here, insert text media. So it's going to take a little while. There we go. So now it's insert text over this section right there. You can like move this to wherever you want it to be in the timeline, whatever you want it to be, really. Look at that. It's all over the place. You can change your stuff here. Say like I want to put like Misty Dawn. Ha ha ha. There, it's Misty Dawn's playing this game. Yay! So yeah, you can change your font. Say if I want to change it to like, I don't know, Triforce. I want it to be all Zelda-like. Triforce, look at that. You can change the size, bold it, unbold it, italic, you know, all that basic stuff. Font. Change your color. I want it to be red. Cool. Red looks cool. Scaling it. That's another way, I guess, to create the size of it. Let's see what else we can do here. There's the outline. Say if I wanted to have like a really cool looking outline. Like, I don't know why, but I'd want it to like look all nice and cool. Like, I don't know why I wanted to have an outline, but if I wanted to make it look cooler than what it is, I can just say outline and outline width. There you go. So you can start having an outline now. Look at that. Nice little outline. Looks really kind of interesting. So that's kind of cool. And there's like shadows and things. So I don't really want to get into that, but you can kind of guess. I mean, you know, there's like shadow things. I'm trying to shorten this down so I don't want to talk for too long. If you say, for example, you wanted to extend this to like the very end or whatever, this little, like, make sure this icon's right here, and all you have to do is click and drag it all the way down here, and that's how you can drag something. You can also like shorten it too if you really wanted to. But yeah, you can also do fades on text too if you want it to fade in and say like fade out. So say if I wanted my text to fade in instead of just popping up, it's fading in right now. Same thing with it. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Don't want to add effects to that text. Get rid of that. And I want to get rid of like this too, so we can actually see the rest of our stuff. Yeah, sometimes like these little buttons might get in the way when you're trying to click on the timeline, just to warn you. Okay, so that's another thing you can do. Next important thing, we want to widescreen this. Like, this just looks ugh, ugly. Look at the black bars. Oh my gosh, for so long I had black bars until I figured this out. You're gonna want to right click, go into properties, uncheck maintain aspect ratio. So important. You have to do it. Well actually, hold on a second. Before you want to do that, there's one last thing you want to do. Sorry, I'm backtracking. I know, it's horrible. Actually, you're gonna want to hit this event pan and crop. First thing you're gonna want to do is drag this in a little bit. It's hard to see, but there's slight little like gray bars right there. Why drag those in first? That looks to be about right. Okay, cool. Now you want to turn off the maintain aspect ratio, and you're gonna see what that's gonna do in a second. It kind of widescreen it. It looks kind of crappy right now because you got to fiddle around with it a bit. It takes a little bit of fiddling for it to kind of work, but that's essentially the basic gist of it. It's just raw footage, so that's how basically you would widescreen something, but you're gonna have to fiddle with it because maintain aspect ratio, essentially what it does is if you turn it off, it might slightly lower the quality of your videos. It depends. Like if you can get it done really well, I suggest trying to widescreen it in another program first before you export it out. Like say if you're using a Dazzle, export it out in widescreen the best you can. I can do a tutorial on that too if you guys want. There's so many tutorials I could probably do to show you guys from what I've learned through my own experience. But anyways, that's like a gist of it. It looks kind of crappy, to be quite honest, because it's kind of, I don't know, since I stretched it a little too much, it doesn't look the greatest it could. See, if you pushed it in more, like it won't get fuzzy like that if I push it in just like that. But then again, you got like those black bar things on the side. That's why I suggest, like, I've had to fiddle with it so much. It just takes a lot of fiddling, but that's the basics of how you can stretch your footage and things like that. That also works for like people with sidebars. That's how they get it to fit into, like, say a certain section of the sidebar they want it to go in. So that's that basic stuff. Adding an image is just as simple. All you're gonna do is you're gonna go here, you know, go find your image, import stuff. Let's go to like libraries. Let's go to pictures. Let's go to sample pictures. Let's say I want to put a nice pretty flower, or now I want to put the koala in. I like the koala. Koala's cool. I say I want to put it like right here, this spot in the timeline. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's covering the whole footage because of the black bars in this section, but actually if you click on this, undo, go to properties, then take off maintain aspect ratio, it'll stretch it out, but I don't want that. I want to actually, some of my footage to show, just drag this out like this. You see, you can adjust the size of it. And now you can actually drag this around if it'll cooperate. There we go. You can drag this around to where you want it to go. Say if I wanted to cover the map for whatever reason. I'm talking about a koala in my let's play, not really. So you can have that, and once again you can fade in the picture, fade it out. You can stretch it like this. So that's pretty cool. So it's gonna fade in. Ooh, fade in koala. The only cool thing I'm probably really gonna show you in this tutorial before I end it off is basically zooming in on a clip. I just learned this recently, so it's kind of cool. Let's just say I want to zoom in on the boat some more. So let's start it like back here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to split your clip first. So hit, you know, your S key. And I want it to like split to like, I don't know, say like there is where I want to start zooming in. And about there is where I want it to like stop zooming in and then just go back to normal. So you're going to want to go there. The arrows for zooming in, I don't think I mentioned that. The arrows for zooming in for little details is your arrow keys on your keyboard or laptop, whatever. It's basically the arrow keys. The front arrow key is the zooming in, the back arrow key is zooming out. So just keep that in mind. So you're going to go to, first of all, you're going to turn off maintain aspect ratio. Oh, we already have that turned off, duh. I just did that. Okay, you're gonna go into advanced pan. If you didn't have that off, you gotta turn that off first. And you're gonna stretch this all the way down. This is very important. You gotta stretch this right here all the way down to like here. It basically goes all the way down to the end of the clip. So at the end of the clip, it's gonna be completely zoomed in, and it's gonna show like a zoomed in effect. Now you're gonna want like zoom in with this. So we're gonna zoom in on like the boat. There we go. It's all nice and zoomed in the boat. So awesome. You're gonna save this as like a preset. So save this as like, I don't know, Zelda boat. Okay, save that. Now, go into this one right here. So far I'll just show you what it looks like when it's trying to zoom in. Okay, so it's like really fast. It's zooming like really fast. Okay, cool. Now you're going to want to like do the preset on this clip to make sure it stays zoomed in. So you're going to want to do this. Click that right there, the event pan and crop thing. And instead of like zooming, you don't want to zoom in at all in this one. You want to keep this one up to here on the default. Go down here to your presets. Go to Zelda boat. That'll keep it zoomed in. It's going to look like crap because I'm not really, you know, doing preciseness on this tutorial. So now you're going to see if it starts zooming in, it's going to stay zoomed in during that clip. So I don't know if you guys saw that. It was really fast, but it did work. That's kind of the point. You can make it for a lot longer if you want. Let's see. So that's how you zoom in on something. That's pretty cool. I showed you like a lot of basic stuff. How to speed up clips, or like probably, you know what? Frig it. I'm not going to say it for another tutorial. I'm just going to show it right now because it's so quick. Split this. Split right there. Zoom in with your arrow keys. I'm going really fast right now because I'm just trying to save time. Hold down the control button. See this little icon there where it shows like a little squiggly mark underneath it? Make sure the box is pointing this direction and not in this direction. That'll like do something to this clip. You want to do it to this section right here. Make sure the box is going to the left. Drag it back. Take a look at this. Speed up time! Really fast. I know it was like really fast, but it was like really fast for a second. Say if I want to like Control Z that, Control Z. Say instead of speeding it up, I want it to extend. I want it to be really slow. Make sure the box is on this side again. You don't have to worry because this clip is all the way over here, but if it was close by, you know the gist. Anyways, so instead of going backwards with it, go forward. Oh my god, it's really slow. It's going to be like really, really, really slow. Okay, let's play from here. Oh no, it's so slow. That's how you slow down clips. That's how you speed up clips. Basic stuff. Alright, so the last thing that you're basically going to want to do with your project right here is once it's all good and ready to go, we're just going to assume this is ready to go, even though it looks like a complete mess. Is what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come to File here, go to Render As, not Save As. It'll just save as a project file, which you can come back to edit later, but you want to go to Render As. So, it's going to open up in a second. Okay, so it's up. I just had to skip ahead just so you guys didn't have to wait to that process. Normally doesn't do that. Anyway, so you're going to have up here like what you want to call it. I usually save these things under WMV, especially if you're uploading to YouTube, because what that is going to do is it's going to shorten the amount of time it's going to take, because I believe if you upload it in like an MP4, it's actually going to take longer. Instead of it processing at the same time, you're going to have to go through a processing process, whatever, afterwards. But I find WMVs are really good. So you got like your 720 30p. I suggest that for like HD. It can go up to like 1080 30p as well. And this right there is just a custom template that I learned online. So these are all my settings if you guys want to know. Internet 480p, widescreen, audio 192 kilobytes per second, 48 HD. If you guys can just like see this, that's what it is. And you can just pause this to make sure you have all these settings the way that they should be. So to clean the width, the height, the bit rate stuff. I'm not sure if I changed much with that. Nixon summary isn't much. And then the project settings. And then in order to save a template, like normally I just like I use like a default template and I just saved it over by changing all that to like Internet 480p widescreen. But those are just all the settings that I learned from it. If you were obviously going to be going and editing something, I suggest like clicking like that and then going to like customize template and then like change all the settings to what I had it as and then save it as a preset. So that way you can have 480p if you didn't want to upload in HD, but this is really good for HD 720. So that's basically it, and then you just name it, and then, you know, browse, make sure you save it to where you want. I usually have it saved to the desktop, and then after that hit render and it'll render it out, and then afterwards you're going to want to hit open. Like when the render's done, it's going to say like open. Make sure you hit open, otherwise I think the render is going to like just frig up and it's not going to be there. So make sure you do that. Anyways, that's been it for this tutorial, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you have any questions and concerns. Leave in the comments below. So yeah, that's been it for this tutorial, guys. Till the next tutorial, take care.